Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. In this video I'm going to cover everything that's happened over the last 2 weeks in Escape from Tarkov. Speaking from all the way from the wipe, how the game's progressed from there, all the way up to now, where I'm currently about level 47, 48. I'm going to cover all the new additions to the game, being all the new gear, the Scav Bosses, talk about some of the bugs and exploits that are still around, the highs and lows and everything in between. So without further ado, let's crack straight into it. So when the wipe hit, I wasn't really prepared for it. I had already planned to try and get to level 40 in one hit. But all of a sudden, I was like sitting on the couch, read a tweet saying that the wipe was about to hit. I'd already streamed for 8 hours that day. Nevertheless, when I put my mind to something, I want to give it a crack. I streamed for 39 hours straight. I didn't get to 40, I got to 35. In saying that, I know a lot of people had concerns about my health and that during it. I'd already planned the way I was going to do it with my fiance and my mod team. I made sure I stood up every hour. I drank plenty of water. I only had 2 coffees and 1 energy drink during the entire time. I had plenty of food and fresh food being fruit, like healthy treats. And I made sure I was still moving about. Yeah, by the end of it, my eyes were pretty sore. And unfortunately, because of not having enough time to prep, seeing that was just announced on us all of a sudden, I couldn't get a 48-hour stream just on Tarkov. So I ended up going to bed after about 2 days, 5 hours of being awake. I've done this a fair few times in the past with my job when I was in the military, and I actually know that I'm comfortably able to stay awake for 72 hours. This is the first time I've ever done it looking at computer screens, and by the end of it, my eyes are really sore. Besides that, I felt quite fine. I slept for about 6-7 hours after it, got up, played for more games, continued on sleeping until the morning, and then my sleeping pattern was actually pretty much straight away back to normal, which was quite good. I had a few late nights afterwards. I do understand that there were a few people concerned about it. Trust me, it's not something I'm going to be doing all the time. In saying that, I have seen a bit of a surge in a lot of people doing long streams, 24-hour streams and that. I don't overly promote them. If you want to do it, go for it. But if you do get the ambition to do a 24-hour stream based off the fact that I did a 39-hour one, please take care of yourself, drink plenty of water, make sure you're still standing up, and don't just pump yourself full of energy drinks and caffeine. There are healthy ways of doing it, and make sure you've got safety measures in place. If I felt crook at all, I was going to stop. That being said, there was so many people that popped in. It was an absolutely fun, amazing little adventure I did. There was so many new faces. I got a massive host from Deadly Slob. I had Nikita pop in and say g'day. Just so much crazy, funny stuff was happening during it. In saying that, it was so much fun, and I might do it in the future. I'm not really sure, but let's just leave it at that for now. That being said, the wipe hit. Everything went pretty smooth straight from the start. There wasn't really many server issues. A lot of people hit me up about the Commando rig being fit into the Gamma container. I did post a video that had the Commando rig inside my Gamma inside my Gamma container, and people are still approaching me about that. It got patched out about 2 hours after people realized you could do it. So guys, you can't put a Commando rig in there anymore. That is a good thing. We've had 3 new guns being added to the game in patch 0.9. The first one, it's probably been my favorite so far, is the Glock 18C. Now you can unlock this at mechanic level 3. You can put 30 round magazines straight onto it. Otherwise, once you get to mechanic 4 at level 40, you can start buying the 50 round mags. This gun is absolutely amazing fun. It's just like an APB or an APS back from patch 0.8. With the movement speed of running around with the pistol. However, with the extended extended magazines, you can put a lot more rounds down, and it has been an absolute blast. I've made multiple videos already about it. I'm probably going to continue playing with it as one of my fun, meme kind of guns, but it's just an amazing gun to use. Guys, once you get to the level you can use it, give it a go. It's absolutely, I can't recommend it enough. The next addition we had was the SKS with the Tapco stock. This was really good, the fact that now we've got actually modifications we can do to an SKS. So a lot of people have been asking me, how do you put a PSO or a dovetail onto the Tapco stock? The way you need to do it is you actually get an OP SKS barrel, you put it in a Tapco stock, and then you can get the dovetail with the copper mount or whatever you want to do to put a wrist sight on the actual SKS. It's still going to be probably my most highly recommended gun for leveling. It's just one of those guns where with the ammunition you can penetrate most armors with PS, and then later on once you get the BP ammo, you're not going to have too much trouble getting through those high level and high tier armors. Next, got the SA58. I used this heaps when I first got to level 29 when it was unlocked. It's very expensive. The only real thing I've got as an issue with it, and it's not really with the gun itself, it's more about if you're going to use it. I've found that unless you're playing in a group, if you're playing solo, you need to have a silencer on it. The moment you fire that gun without a silencer and you're playing solo, you're getting swarmed by every direction. Everyone's like, is that an SA-58? And then like, they're straight away charging you. Found I survived a lot more. I survive a lot more when I'm actually using a silencer with the SA-58. So there's been a fair few new armors put into the game. Been the IOTV, and there's also been the Russian, I would call them the fast MT equivalents, just they don't have the face shields and that. The IOTV armors, I pretty much don't notice any difference between them and the forts. That nothing seems to penetrate them like at all unless it's the top tier ammunitions. I've heard a lot of people coming to me going, I feel like I'm always getting the ammunition bug or the magazine bug where I can't kill anyone all the time. I think it's actually more that the armor is so strong now that unless you're using BS for 545 or BP for 762 or 995 for the M4, unless you're using those top tiers of ammunition, you're not really going to penetrate these armors, making it very difficult for people that are lower levels to take on high tier or high geared players. I don't know where the ITV needs to sit. Anton's probably going to do a heap of he will do a heap of testing. Be sure to check out his channel. There'll be a link below in the description. When those testings come out, you'll learn quite quickly what can penetrate what. So pretty much what I do is you can buy an IOTV just for rubles. It's nothing too difficult to get. And unless people are shooting me in the legs or getting through my face shield, I'm not really dying very much. And I think it's probably a little bit unfair for people that aren't high levels already. Or at least they need to have so one of the beauties in this game has always been you could kill someone no matter what gun you were using. I had a situation yesterday where I was wearing an Elton and I got one tapped by a Makarov. I don't know how, but I did. But that's a really rare occasion for me. Generally, I'm just dying to shotguns to the legs. And that is kind of the meta again in factories, shotguns to the legs. So I don't really want it to be like that. I think there needs to be a bit more balance with that. I have harped on in the past that they shouldn't really stress too much about balancing certain things, because then really they're wasting a lot of time on balance when they really should just be getting the fixes sorted. So without ranting too much further with that, the IOTVs are a great addition. It gives that middle ground between your Packers, your UNs, and your forts, but there needs to be a little bit more adjustment to it so they're not too tanky. The Ronin helmet, while it is fun and cool to look at and very expensive, it's pretty much just a meme helmet. There's no real great benefit from using it. Now, with the face shield of the Fast MT, I've noticed that you can't go up and down. I did some testing. You can shoot someone in the face whilst with the face shield down on the Fast MT, and the face shield will stop it. But when you're using the face shield, you can't actually see it there. You won't see cracks on it. This is clearly an issue with the game that needs to be rectified. Previously, it could go up and down. I'm hoping that we can get that fixed again, because currently, well, most people are confused. Is it bugged out? Is it working? Is it not? Well, I can tell you now that it is working. However, it needs to be fixed so, you know, if you do get shot in the face shield, there's a big crack on it. Moving over to ammo, 545 ammo, I'm pretty much been telling everyone not to use it unless you're using BS ammo. It just doesn't have the ability to penetrate through armors. The 762, you pretty much can only use PS and then BS. Most of the ammo at the moment isn't penetrating forts or the IOTVs, and there's a lot more people using these armors. It's making it very difficult for low-tiered geared players to be able to win fights. And so really, like, the main meta at the moment is everyone's just going back to legs, and it's not really meant to be that kind of game. A lot of people have been asking me about the 9mm ammo, what I've been using in the Glock as well. Just to clarify that, I've been using the PST. The Luger ammo, whilst it is very good at flesh, I haven't done the testing with the PST, but to my understanding, from what I've been doing just by playing the game, the PST ammo with the rate of fire of the Glock 18C, you can shred through pretty much every single helmet or face shield very quickly. If they have a fast MT, you probably won't be able to get like through their helmet straight away, or an Elton, maybe not through it straight away, but I pretty much just go straight for the face shield anyway. With the rate of fire at close range, you're either going to hit him in the face shield or somehow get through in the chin, and they'll be dead. Now to one of the next additions that I'm absolutely wrapped about. It makes the game so much more fun because it just gives that element of surprise, and it's just something external to the actual player base, and that's the Scav Boss. The Scav Boss and these minions just make custom runs so much more exciting now. You could be going to the dorms or the new gas station, and all of a sudden you'll just hear the talking of the scavs, and you just know it's on. As well as that, the Golden TT that is an awesome addition. Even though it doesn't have any single stat differences from the normal TT, it's just cool to have some sort of meme gun, a little bit of sign of accomplishment. I like the RNG factor that you could get a Bitcoin, you might not get a Bitcoin. It's cool. It just makes it so much more fun. I really hope they're going to be adding, I know they're going to be adding more Scav Bosses to the game, but I think like add them to Interchange and all the other maps will just make it so much more fun. Something I probably would like to see changed on the Scav Boss is maybe instead of having an RNG if the Scav spawns into the raid, instead of maybe just having it if it spawns into the raid, maybe make it so it always spawns into the raid, but it has somewhere between the 0 second mark, so straight off the bat, all the way up to about half an hour into the raid. This would actually promote longevity of raids and actual people sticking around a raid longer because they'll be excited to see the Scav Boss spawn. Now, yeah, okay, this would make it so the Scav Boss isn't as rare, but there's also a lot of people that die early into a raid. So it's not going to be like people can put the Scav Boss on farm, unless maybe they have a 5-man group, but they won't be able to just farm XP from that because even if you were to hang around a raid for 30 minutes to kill the Scav Boss, 30 minutes and maybe they'll get about 5,000 XP for it. It's not good XP like rate. So it would give the opportunity, particularly for the slower players, to get to kill the Scav Boss or get involved with the Scav Boss. Because particularly a player like me, I charge through the maps. Like if I go through dorms, gas station, and then I'll go maybe old gas station and get out of the raid, I'll be in and out of a customs raid within 15 minutes. And I know a lot of other streamers that play aggressive, or even other players that play aggressive, play the same. So we'll get through a Scav Boss every time. If there is a Scav Boss, we'll bump into it within that first 15 minutes and we'll be out. But the people that like to play a slower play style, a little bit sneaky peeky, maybe even night raids and not charge through it and like actually playing probably how you would in real life, a little bit slower, they're not getting the opportunity to see the Scav Boss. And so I think this would be a good way to balance it out. I'm sure there might be some people that won't like that idea, but hey, you know, it doesn't hurt putting LEDs out there throughout the community. The addition of new tasks, I'm really happy that there's been a lot more tasks added to the game. It just gives more reason for people to do things in maps. I know some people complain about tasks a lot, but you don't have to do them. There's no reason why you have to do them unless there's some that unlock different items that you might need. But overall, I think that's a really good reason for people to actually do stuff in maps besides purely just go in there to shoot people. The mechanic gunsmith task, I actually really like the idea that some of the items were scavenger only, and even after you've completed them, you still need to find them, and you can't just purchase them, like the Ultimac M8 rail for the M1A. I really like the idea of that. I think that maybe they should make more tasks like that, even go back through some of the gunsmiths and actually remove some of the, or change some of the items up that you actually have to loot, and that you actually either can't you can't purchase until you've either looted it and handed it in that way, just to give that bit of RNG factors to some people, or even just purely make a heap of the gunsmith tasks with items that you can't actually purchase. So it gives that scavenger feeling to the game as well. I think the game's like got so many cool items in it, but there's just so many items that literally just you purchase. And that's why the push for 40 is such an exciting thing, because everyone just wants to purchase everything. But when, in the same factor, how cool would it be if you could scavenge some more items and actually be on the hunt to actually find cool items. So if you have a good mixture, I think it'll help the game for its longevity and things to do, if anything. I know Colonel Twerklins was hanging out on my stream the other day, and he was talking about the storyline still coming along, and there's going to be cinematics, and it's going to be massive. I am super excited for that. I'm confident it's not going to be in 0.10, but I'm looking forward to hearing more information about that. Tasks make this game so much more enjoyable for me, and I think if we could just add those, I've brought this up heaps of times, and you probably guys are sick of death of hearing about it, but if we could add just dailies, weeklies, and monthlies to the game, like just random tasks that could be simple, go kill 10 scavs on woods, go kill 5 PMCs on this map for a daily. A weekly might have some loot items too. So like go kill 20 scavs on this map plus loot these amount of items. And a monthly one should be something difficult, and it's like, you know, you got to do like 7 different things by looting, killing, and all that. And just gives people to go do some random things and just work towards something. I copped a little bit of flack about complaining about there's no end game in the game, but yet I straight away rushed to get to the end game. I understand that, and I cop it on the cheek, but at the same time, I like setting myself goals, so I make my own challenges. the hardcore challenges and all that. So it's definitely an option for people to do in the future. I understand that BSG probably don't want to follow suit of other games by putting dailies, weeklies, and monthlies. But at the same time, hey, if it's just a temporary end game, maybe it's not such a bad thing. So that's probably the end of all the good points I've got. I just want to touch on some of the negatives. It can't all be happy days and that. I do like to talk about the straight bare bones and what the issues are as well. There's still issues with people getting into the walls of factory. I think there was a post on Reddit talking about how there needs to be fixes for the people getting the walls on factory. And I know Nikita said that it was already fixed. Yet tonight I was playing with Slush Puppy. There was someone in the wall on factory and he killed both of us. So I don't like promoting these exploits, but they need to be fixed. Like, these things are the things that really deter people from playing games. Slush and I have a good sense of humor. We laugh about it. We call them names and then we leave. You know, but it's saying that it needs to be fixed. It will deter a lot of people away from the game. The ammo and damage bug. I know most people would have seen this video. That are watching my YouTube would have seen the issue with the damage and the ammo bug. I have posted all the logs to BSG. They are working on it, and they are saying that they're working towards getting it fixed for 0.10. Guys, you need to be patient with this, but it needs to be addressed, and you know there are other issues happening. That goes into the same one that we've always been talking about for the last probably 6 months since Battle Nonsense made his video. The desync issues. There are still plenty of desync issues. So one of the last points I want to talk about is the community. The Australian servers were back to full capacity. It was awesome to see plenty of people playing on Australian servers again. Unfortunately, they are starting to dwindle a little bit again. It sucks. I'll still be playing on them. I love this game to bits. And do you say the addition to Scav Bosses makes it still fun because I can still go hunting for Scav Bosses and that. And another beautiful thing is influx of new streamers to Escape from Tarkov. Summit 1G has been playing. I think Shroud bumped over across there the other day, was playing a bit of it. It's just all these new people coming to Tarkov makes it promote in getting bigger, more people playing the game, bigger servers, or more field servers, happier people playing the game because they get to bump into more people. So that's a pro, but at the same time, the servers need to be stable, the desync needs to be fixed, and those kind of issues, which leads into my very last point, the announcement of patch 0.10. Yes, it's not going to patch 1.0, it is patch 0.10. Nikita spoke about this during the last podcast, which I think was about 6 weeks ago. There's a massive list of things that are going to be fixed, but talking about like freezes, further of the anti-cheat, AI fixes, improvements, crash fixes. There's a whole list. I'll put the link to the patch notes, or the temporary patch notes below. Nikita came out and said that this whole patch is based around fixing the game and all the issues within the game, and not content like patch 0.9 was. So that's awesome news. I'm excited for it. I can't wait for it to happen. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see when that's going to happen. So guys, that's pretty much all it for the wrap up. I tried to cover all the major points. Hopefully I hit everything that you guys were interested in talking about. I do certainly love this game to bits. However, I do understand there are issues with it and it's not perfect. And well, it's far from perfect really. But I do see the potential in it. And so guys, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up down below. I've been trying to test different random things within the game as well. Talking about like different skills. People have been asking me questions. More than happy to try and help. So to wrap things up, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for future content. I stream on Twitch 6 days a week. Go down to the link below. Give me a follow over on Twitch. Happy to answer all your questions over there too when I'm live streaming. And lastly, I'll see you next time.